Yes, we are here live. Kingdom News Radio, just about 1 minute after 7 o'clock. So we are here about to start the Legal Tuesdays of a very brand new program here with our attorney at law in the studio here this evening. Yes, people, I'm going to ask you questions, right? How you guys ask your question and find out what today we dealing talking about divorce. Big topic outside there, right? So call a friend. I'm going on Facebook now a short while from now so you guys can share the link. Just send www.kingdomnewsradio.com on Facebook page or on the website. You can ask questions right there and there. All right?
Kingdom Word, edifying and touching lives throughout the nation and beyond. Kingdom Voices, sounding the alarm in Zion. Kingdom Music, blazing the trail with gospel hits. Your mix, right here on Kingdom News Radio.
Are you ready to embark on a life-changing journey that unroll in the Global Kingdom Institute's Discovering the Lost Kingdom course and dive deep into God's plans, principles, solutions, and His eternal kingdom? As the world's man-made system collapse and concerns about survival grow, now is the time to play your part in God's grand reconstruction. Through this transformative course, you will gain revolutionary knowledge and cutting-edge insight into kingdom dynamics. Understand your divine purpose, partner with God in His work on earth, and start teaching others the kingdom of God. Imagine facing tomorrow with newfound confidence and being part of disciplining in your town, city, and nation. The course begins on September 1st, running for 4 enriching weeks, and will restart on the 1st of every month. For just $50 you can join this empowering journey.
KNR, Kingdom News Radio, streaming the gospel all around the world.
Yes, people, we are here live on Kingdom News Radio. Today's Tuesday. It's just about 5 minutes after 7 o'clock. 5 minutes after 7. I'm in studio here with none other than my guest of attorney at law, Christine St. Mary. She is right here. And good night to you. Good night to you. Good night to you.
Good night to you, Sherman, and good night to our listeners. How are you doing, Sherman, and how was your day?
My day was great, man. I mean, I was a little busy outside the studio most of the time, doing some work inside and outside, but it was nice. It's getting better.
Busy is good.
Busy is good.
Yes, definitely.
So, how was your day? Let me get something.
Oh, well, I have to admit that I'm tired because I've been up like 2 a.m. Yeah, that's the life of an attorney. Well, like I always tell you, my brain works the best during the wee hours while most people are sleeping. Okay. So, yes, I usually get up around that time to do what I have to do. But it was productive. I had to do like about 3 pre-action protocol letters, so that took all of the energy from me. Yeah, but I'm here, I'm well, I'm alive, and I give God thanks.
Amen. Good to have you here in studio again.
Yes,
last week we had a nice week last week. We chatted about
we did
different topic. We had 1 or 2 questions, I think.
Yes. I'm trying to remember. You have to excuse me, Sherman, because my brain is exhausted right now.
Well, my brain is a little.
Yes. So, but it was fun last week, and I look forward to having even more fun tonight.
Great. Yeah. So, last week we mentioned going to touch on divorce.
Yes, we did mention that this week would have been divorce.
Yeah.
I am trying to remember what we spoke about last week, but like I said, my brain is really tired. I'm mentally exhausted.
I'm myself trying to remember exactly what we talked about last week, but
it's not that it was not important, but it's just that I'm really mentally exhausted right now. So yeah,
it was good. Yeah, but I mean that was a nice. I think it was good. It was good. But this topic here, this evening here.
Yes.
It's a topic that a lot of people have questions about. I hope to get you guys out there calling in and stuff like that.
Yes.
As a chat about, talk. And if any questions you may have concerning divorce as a Christian too.
Yes.
Understand?
Well, Christians do get divorced.
Yes.
Believe it or not. So yeah, it's a topic of interest for Christians as well.
Yeah, because some people. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying. It is in fact a topic for Christians because you have a lot of Christians who do get divorced for various reasons.
Yeah.
And so I will delve right into it.
Yeah.
Right? So when we talk about divorce in Trinidad and Tobago, there is one main ground. And that is when the marriage has broken down irretrievably.
Yeah.
And to prove this ground, one must satisfy the courts one or more of the following facts. So you have adultery.
Yeah.
And you have to prove to the court that your spouse has committed adultery and you find it intolerable to live with him or her.
Okay.
And interestingly, this is the only cause supported by the Bible.
By the Bible, that's right.
Now, so we find that in Matthew 19, 3-9. So I will, to give some context, the main verse is actually 9, but to just give a little context, I will start from 3.
Yeah.
So some Pharisees came to him, that is Jesus, to test him. They asked, "Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any and every reason?" Haven't you? So Jesus answered, "Haven't you read?" He replied, "that at the beginning of the Creator, the Creator made male and female and said, 'For this reason a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and two will become one flesh.'"
Right.
So they are no longer two, but one flesh.
Yes.
Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate.
Yeah.
In verse 7, we have, "Why then?" So this is the Pharisees asking again. "Why then did Moses command a man to give his wife a certificate of divorce and send him away?" Jesus replied, "Moses permitted to divorce your wives because your hearts were hard. But it was not this way from the beginning."
Yeah.
Now this is the crucial verse, which is verse 9. "I tell you that anyone who divorces his wife except for sexual immorality and marries another woman commits adultery."
Except for sexual
Immorality. Right? So from sexual immorality, I take it that, okay, well, you have defiled the marriage.
Covenant,
Yes, the covenant and the marriage bed, right? Because some people are bold to even do it on the marriage. But anyway, let's not go too deep into this. But so by sexual immorality, my interpretation of that is when a married person, be it man or woman, has sex, any immoral act with another person with whom they are not married.
Not married to.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is the only reason, according to the Bible, that a man or a woman can divorce his or her wife.
Right.
Yeah, so adultery is actually the only cause that is supported by the Bible. Now, the second ground is what we call unreasonable behavior.
Yeah.
And that is when your spouse has behaved in such a manner that you cannot reasonably be expected to live with him or her.
In other words, then if you get someone getting licks, then yeah.
well, okay.
Abusive relationship.
Yes, so that is one of them, right? And this is when you file the petition, you have to outline what is the unreasonable behavior that has caused you to want to leave the marriage or divorce the person. Now, unreasonable behavior, this is a matter of perspective. Because what may deemed to be unreasonable behavior for one person may not necessarily be deemed to be unreasonable behavior for another person. Right? So you have to be able to convince the court that the behavior of the other party is in fact unreasonable or unbearable, that you cannot reasonably be expected to live with the person. And some people have all kinds of behavior traits. Some people may have personality disorders. And it's not just you mentioned licks, but it really is not just about physical.
Mental.
And I will have you know that sometimes psychological and emotional abuse is just as damaging as physical abuse. Right? Some people will tell you, you know what, I rather get a slap from somebody than for you to scar me emotionally, because that goes deep. And some people just don't know how to deal with that, So, Sherman, I warned you about your phone.
I just trying to share.
My lord, I will not have that in my court.
Yes,
Okay, so this is just some comic relief. But yes, but this is actually a very serious matter. So unreasonable behavior could be a number of things. It could be physical, emotional, psychological abuse. It could also be the person always going out at night and you cannot even account for where the person is going to. Like, let's say every night the husband just goes out and you have no idea where he's going to. He doesn't say where he's going, or he might go for a whole weekend and you cannot reach him. And I mean, this is unbecoming of a married person. So it's a number of things. You also have desertion. So this is when your spouse has deserted you for a continuous period of at least 2 years immediately before you file the petition. So what you find happening sometimes is that people get married, but then one spouse might, I don't know, for one reason or the other, might just decide to just leave. Whether to leave to go and live in another house, or whether to leave to go and live in abroad, and the spouse does not know what's going on with them. They cannot reach them. Now this one is very tricky, because even when you file, you have to show the court that you've made efforts to reach the person. So it's not like you can just go before the court and say, hey, I can't I want to get married because my husband or my wife has deserted me. How? So you have to be able to prove how is it that you are deserted. And you would have to, so for example, if you reasonably believe that the person has migrated, you have to present some sort of evidence to show that, what has led you to believe that the person has migrated. So this one can be very tricky, and it's not one of those that is very easy to prove, or one of the causes that so you might find you don't get those a lot, and sometimes people if who are in that situation, they may just give up because they're really not sure what to do or how to even convince the court that this is in fact what is happening to them, especially in cases where the spouse has actually migrated. Because one of the things that you have to do when you present a petition or any court matter is that you have to be able to serve the other party so that they are aware that
Right.
this is you're going to file
This is
a
gonna-
petition or
yeah. Must be
so
served.
yes,
Yeah.
right. So sometimes when you cannot serve, the best form of service is personal. Like
right.
I come into you and I serve in you with the
Right.
divorce papers, but there is also called service by alternative methods,
Okay.
where you could try to send via registered post. Like if you have an address for the
Address,
person
yeah,
overseas,
yeah.
you could try to mail it and have record of. You could send it via registered post, as I say, and other methods, so that you can show the court that I have an address for that person, and I have attempted to serve it. And other people do other things like put in a notice in the papers and
Yeah.
different things. So we also have separation,
Yeah, separate.
right? So you have to prove to the court that you and your spouse have lived separate and apart for a continuous period of at least 2 years immediately before you file the petition, and your spouse consents to a divorce being granted. So if it's just 2 years, then the consent of the other party is required.
It's required.
Is required.
Okay.
If it's 5 years, so you have 2 years separation and 5 years separation.
Right.
So if it is that you and your spouse have lived separate and apart for a continuous period of 5 years immediately before you file the petition, then you do not require the consent of the other party.
Understood.
So this basically, it's basically one ground
Yeah.
for divorce in Trinidad and Tobago. Other jurisdictions may have two, or more than one, or more than two. But for Trinidad and Tobago, it's one main ground. But then there are various causes,
Yeah.
right? That I have outlined. Now, with regards to separation, that too can also be tricky, because some people claim to be separated, yet you might find the wife still doing wifely duties.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Or if it is that you guys have separated, let's say for a period of 3 years, and then you guys started being
friends.
intimate,
Okay.
or started acting or doing things that husband and wife do. You can't possibly say that you're separated, so it will have to start all over again.
again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so this basically is it. And so if anybody finds themselves in that in any of those situations, then yes, you do have grounds for divorce.
Yeah.
In terms of Christians, though, I know that some people may be in certain situations, like the 3 others that I mentioned, that is unreasonable behavior, desertion, and separation, and may be skeptical to actually ask for divorce, because they are so they are devout Christians, and they really don't want to go against the Bible. Now, this is where you have to make a decision, because yes, you are a devout Christian and you do not want to go, you want to live for God,
Yeah.
and you do not want to go against the Bible,
Against
but
the
you
word,
also
yeah.
have a duty to protect yourself.
Protect
So
yourself.
if it is that you find yourself in a physical
Physical.
or an abusive situation,
Abusive, yeah.
I don't think God is going to get so mad at you for at least moving away from that environment.
That situation,
Yeah.
yeah.
So even if you may not want to divorce your spouse,
Yeah.
because you don't believe in your heart that you should do
Should
it,
divorce, yeah.
but you do have a duty to yourself to protect yourself.
Protect yourself.
So other means can be,
Yeah.
you can take other measures like moving away from the environment.
Yeah, because I mean, I've heard about it that people go to divorce, and we've been refused to try to get divorced, and have anyone ever been refused divorce papers?
When you say refuse, you mean by the court?
By the court,
Well,
yeah.
if it is that you cannot prove, if the court is not satisfied by what is being presented,
Right.
then chances are, because it's just what I explained to you,
Yeah.
that sometimes people may put a petition before the court, and if what you're petitioning does not reflect what is happening,
Right.
then how are you going to convince the court, yes, that
Right.
I'm separated, or whatever the case
For
may be?
example, like what happened with that, if someone is actually having separated for like 3 years or 2 years, and then have been intimate within
Yes,
1 year.
you can't possibly be separated
And still
or
be in-
claim to be separated,
Yeah.
and you're still doing wifely
Yeah,
duties.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got
So, because a union is when two people do all of those things,
Yeah.
right? And they have a commitment to each other, and it is sealed by the marriage itself. And there are certain duties, wifely duties, that a wife ought to, or to do or to undertake, and vice versa. So if you're still doing those things, you can possibly say that you're separated. Yeah.
All right. So, okay, we're going to take a little break. I see you have some people online. Yeah, Kevin Foster is online. If you know Kevin Foster, we have Ryan Ramke soon, and John Salvi is locked on right now. Good evening to you people.
Good
locked
evening.
on. Yeah. We're going to take a little break and come up with some more from Kingdom News Radio. All right. So keep it locked, people. Take a little break here now. I'll be back shortly. All right.
To embark on a life-changing journey that unroll in the Global Kingdom Institute's Discovering the Lost Kingdom course and dive deep into God's plans, principles, solutions, and His eternal kingdom. As the world's man-made system collapse and concerns about survival grow, now is the time to play your part in God's grand reconstruction. Through this transformative course, you will gain revolutionary knowledge and cutting-edge insight into kingdom dynamics. Understand your divine purpose, partner with God in His work on earth, and start teaching others the kingdom of God. Imagine facing tomorrow with newfound confidence and being part of disciplining your town, city, and nation. The course begins on September 1st, running for 4 enriching weeks, and will restart on the 1st of every month. For just $50 you can join this empowering journey.
You're listening to KNR, Kingdom News Radio. We're on, and we're online.
All right, we're back here live on Kingdom News Radio with attorney at law, Christine St. Mary.
Shaman, why does it always seem like you're forgetting my name?
No, I'm not forgetting your name. I just like to say.
You kind of like take that little pause.
Yeah, I just like to say it like that, the Christine. Yeah, I'll go call it your honor.
That's my daughter. Always logged on. Yeah. Hi, Leona. Hi, Ethan.
All right, great.
My greatest fans.
Martin, good evening, Martin. Locked on too.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Martin, any question, Martin, concerning
divorce, the big D.
Fact, the big divorce. In fact, we had a little chat a little while ago. She mentioned certain things, reason why divorce could be taken.
Yeah, the various causes.
The various causes of divorce and stuff like that, And sometimes a lot of things happen in Trinidad. People, unfaithful to each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And something they get back together.
That seems to be the norm, by the way, Shivan.
Get back together.
No, not getting back together.
Yeah,
the unfaithful part.
The unfaithful part, yes, no. It is. So, I've heard some people got back to married after 20 years and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Wow.
People divorce and thing for like 20 years and get back again. Actually, I know somebody personally too. Yeah.
Like separated for that period of time?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I think they were separated for that time. I think they were married again, married in that time and divorced, and then come back to marry.
True story?
True story.
Wow.
True story.
Okay.
Yeah. I've heard of that.
Well, you see, to me, it's like, if it didn't work out the first time, there must have been a reason why.
Why, yeah.
So I don't know. Some people might have a different approach, but I personally, by the way, I've never been married. Just putting that out there, caveat. Guys. No, I'm not. No, it's not to advertise myself.
I'm sorry.
But I'm just saying, relationship wise, if I'm done, I'm just done. When I move on, I move on because there must have been a reason or reasons why it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing on the screen here. I'm not sure if that is for a program. Very informative session. This is what, from last night?
This is from last night.
Oh, right, great. Okay, cool.
Well, we had some questions from last night. I don't know.
All right, so what's the question?
The question, you can see it there. That is when...
a wife who understands, but when you have a wife being taught by the church and social media that when the need be, you have to take charge, especially when the other... So what is it that you guys will
That was a program last week, we were talking about marriage and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're talking about marriage and what happens in relationship with husband and wife, Similar things like to divorce. Things that lead up to divorce, I should say.
Oh, right. Okay, interesting.
So that was... You could be a part of that too some nights.
Oh, well, yeah, sure. I don't mind. But, it's interesting that I think I didn't get quite get everything that he was saying, but I think what he's alluding to is the fact that some wives, sometimes they're so involved in the church that even that can cause problems. And I've been hearing that a lot. There was, well, due to client confidentiality, I can't go in much into any one matter, but I'm just saying generally that seems to be an issue in terms of the church and Christian families. And it would mostly be the men that I would be hearing complaining. So then the man would say something like,
I think Jimmy
the man would say something like, sometimes she would take our last bit of money and go and put it in church, and we'll be left with nothing, just dedicate all of her time to church. And
in a case like based on what you just spoke a little while about concerning the grounds for divorce, in fact, does that step in when she doing something?
Well, some people can really be
she ain't giving no attention.
I don't want to say it's trivial, because to each his own, and who feels it knows it. But
she taking all the money and giving the church.
It seems like no, but listen, it seems like people find all kinds of reasons to separate, man.
Anything
come on, because there was a point in time somebody was talking to me, and even if they were trying to make a pass, quote unquote, the thing about me is, what I would not like for myself, I don't. I try not to do to others, right? Do unto you as you'd like to be done. Do unto others as you'd like to be done unto you. So instead of encouraging him, I told him, look here, right? You guys have been married for X amount of time, and look at the complaints. I've had to do that more than once, actually. Look at the complaints that you're telling me. Oh, like the energy is not there anymore. I understand. You as a man, I know that you might say, well, that's a big deal. But what are you doing as the man to spice it up? Are you giving her compliments like you used to before? Are you saying, honey, I'm gonna take you out this evening. You don't need to cook for me tonight. Let me do the honors and let's go to a nice restaurant. How many times you might find that in the beginning, you men do that. And I'm not being sexist, you men do, or feminists. You men do that, but then after a while, I know that the complaints come sometimes that she doesn't really dress up for me, she doesn't really take care of look, effort. Wait. You might say, she no longer puts the kind of effort that she used to before. I know these are the common ones that you hear.
I don't know. I never hear that before. But
you mean you never hear? You've been living on the rock.
No.
If you're telling me that you've never heard those
I heard it before. I heard it before.
You've been living on the rock. I'm telling you.
Well, probably the rock was a little had a little place to come out and on.
A rocking Timbuktu or something.
Deep,
I don't know. But you hear that all the time.
But these things that you said might be trivial and certain things.
Well, I mean, they could be valid too, because like I said, a lot of men do become unfaithful because they feel like they're not getting the attention that they want, right? But then a lot of men too have the wrong concept, because a lot of men would come tell you, I am the head of the home, I'm the king. Okay, so are you treating her as a queen?
So
and as the head of the home, are you providing as you're supposed to? Because a man's supposed to be protector, provider, and everything else that the Bible says he's supposed to do, right? But what irks me is that a lot of men would pump up their chest and say, I am the head, and I am the king. But it's like, they expect women to be submissive. I know we're talking about marriage, and I'm not. I know I might be going
over divorce,
but divorce marriage,
Yeah.
But for you to be able to, divorce, you have to be married first, right? But the point I'm making is there are various reasons. It's not just the adultery and. All that could come under unreasonable behavior. You understand?
Unreconcilable.
And that is why I mentioned in the beginning, what might be unreasonable behavior for one person may not be unreasonable behavior for another person. Because whereas a man might say, or he might play victim and say, oh, she treated me that way and this way and whatever, and cry like a crybaby. I don't want to sound like, I don't like men or anything like that, right? Because maybe somebody listening might say that. That is not it. But what I'm saying is, right? What I'm saying is this. instead of playing the victim and looking at how the other person is treating you and that kind of thing, what are you doing to change it?
We have a question here from Crystal, right?
Oh, we do.
Yeah,
okay,
but
so you can go ahead and
you can read the question.
you realize that you're closer to the question than me, right?
All right, Crystal is saying, but in all honesty, it is very, very hard to get the energy to even want to try what?
And that is LOL.
Yeah, LOL.
If that makes sense.
Makes sense, right? So people will say, yeah, try to make it work.
Try to make it work.
Yeah,
but once the actual desire to make it work is gone, it is hard to try to revive a marriage again. You have to want it. Well, she has a point, you know.
Thank you, Crystal, for your question.
Yeah, she has a point. I mean, and various things can get people to the point where they just give up.
Yeah, because
just give up.
Like I was saying just now, I was about to ask this question. Some men do the extra what they're supposed to be doing,
right?
But still, the women, not. Quote unquote,
yeah, because you just have some paranoid and insecure women out there. Yeah. And you see, so I am being balanced now because probably previously, the men will probably say, oh gosh, she sounds like a feminist. Yeah. But this is me being balanced, right?
Balanced people, go ahead.
Yes, I know that some men is like, they don't do what they're supposed to do, yet they complain. They become the complainer and the victim. Yeah. But on the other hand, it's like some of the women, they allow their insecurities, and you have insecure men as well, so true, it works both ways, right? Yeah. And they just would be accusing the man of things, and some of them would be innocent. Yeah. So it's like, even when you do that, you imputing mistrust already. Yeah. I always say, I will trust you until you give me a reason not to. And this is not just for it's for any type of relationship, business, whatever. Right, so I have a tendency to give people the benefit of the doubt. Not everybody, does that, but I just kind of like, this is because if you cannot go through life not trusting anybody, this is no way to live.
Of course.
You understand? This is, in my book, this is no way to live. Like just being suspicious of everybody. You understand? Yeah. So I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt and trust until you give me a reason not to. But there's some women, they are so insecure and they have not gotten to a place where they love themselves. So it's like they just make a mess out of the relationship and the marriage that they're in.
All right. Okay,
yeah.
Great. Yeah, because, we had to work both ways. It come both ways, in fact. Right now it's like 34 minutes after 7. Exactly.
Are we getting any questions, any comments from...
Any more questions on Facebook, online? Anyway, okay, even the number you can call to send a voice note or a WhatsApp to 2423827. 2423827. You can send a voice note or a WhatsApp call right there. Anyone there. I think last week we got one last week, but we missed it last week.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. Where's this? Where's this now? Where's this coming from? Yeah, so we're going to take a break and come back and just make it happen, right? We're going to make this happen here and see the question from last week if we could tailor something for that, in fact. All right? Let's take a little break. Take a little break, people. Come out. All right, we're back here on Kingdom News Radio. It's about 35 minutes after 7 o'clock that time for us to say goodbye. We want to thank our attorney, or should I say the in-house attorney?
With that comes fees.
Careful, Shems. Don't say that, Shems. It comes fees.
Yeah, all but right. It's always a pleasure being here. If for those who may just be joining or might have missed the session, I will just repeat. And and say that so divorce here in Trinidad, there is only one ground, which is when the marriage has broken down irretrievably, and to prove this ground, you have to be able to convince the court of one or more of the following facts. It's adultery. You also have unreasonable behavior, desertion, and separation. Separation for 2 years, where you need the other party's consent, and separation for 5 years when you do not need the other party's consent.
All right, that sounds good. No, last week I just touched on last week. Last week we talked about wills.
Oh yeah, that's true. Right, correct.
About wills and some guy, I think it's Timothy, asked about a trust fund and stuff like that.
Oh yes, he asked about trust laws in Trinidad and Tobago, and this is actually an area where I will be doing some research. Because yes, I need to, because
can I read a question from last week that we missed?
Well, yes, you could.
Someone asked, can someone state in their will that after they die, a person living in their home must vacate the house?
Sorry.
If the house is left for someone else.
Oh my goodness. Well, why not just take care of that before you're gone?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. No, and it's sitting in willingness.
I will take it as a rhetoric question and not even bother answer, because something. If you have somebody in your house and you don't want the person there, then what do you do?
Get them out the first time.
Exactly. You don't wait until you're dead. You can do, well.
Get them out, please.
I mean, there are things that can be done after he's gone, but this is something I would want to take care of before. Yeah.
But in your will, they can put that in your will too. Like, if I don't want him, I live in with the person, but right in the will.
Well, you just don't make provision for the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yep.
All right, no problem. All right, thank you guys for logging on. Thanks for your questions. Crystal, thanks for your questions here on Kingdom News Radio. Till next week, same time, sharp, 7 p.m. sharp next week. More questions, right? We're here again. So thank you guys for logging on to Kingdom News Radio. Blessings to you. And we'll see you guys next week, please God. All right? So have a good one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.